Alright folks, episodes 5 and 6 of Daredevil Born Again are back with that action that's become a trademark for Daredevil. A lot of interesting stuff went down, Daredevil and Muse finally faced off, and the tension around hunting vigilantes just keeps rising. So, let's dive into a full review with spoilers for both episodes, and let's chat about how this is all gonna wrap up. So no beating around the bush, let's get into a detailed analysis. In this episode, we see Matt hit the bank to ask for credit for his firm, and who helps him out? That's right, none other than the assistant bank manager, Yusuf Khan, the dad of Kamala Khan. Yep, Ms. Marvel. Oh, and there's another nod to the hero when a Funko Pop of her pops up on his dad's desk, and he tries to show it off to Matt. Plus, Yusuf mentions that his daughter's out in California, which is a pretty big deal because at the end of the last episode of Ms. Marvel, she was putting together a team, and Kate Bishop mentions Ant-Man has a daughter living in San Francisco. So, it's looking like the new Avengers are getting together, and we might see the Champions series coming soon. Now, back to the action at the bank. The whole chaos from the kidnapping this episode ended up bringing Yusuf and Matt closer together. By the end, Yusuf invites Matt over to his house to chat about how Matt's office could pull in more dough. Is Marvel setting up a future meeting between Daredevil and Ms. Marvel? I'd say it's pretty likely, but they gotta make sure it fits the story they're telling. Now, episode 5 had some pretty interesting action scenes if you ask me, but overall, it doesn't really add anything to the main plot of Born Again. I mean, I was just imagining how cool it'd be if Matt somehow managed to disguise himself and take out each of the robbers like in stealth mode, just like in those Batman Arkham games. Imagine how epic that'd be. This episode kinda shifts the vibe that the series has been building with more courtroom-focused episodes. This one changes the course of the story, and you can totally tell that everything at the bank was hinting that Born Again would bounce back with more action and Daredevil finally stepping up. But sadly, this episode ends up being the weakest so far when you consider the main storyline of the season. So, let's move on to the analysis of episode 6. In the 6th episode, we get the appearance of Swordsman, who we saw in the Hawkeye series. Jacques Duquesne is out making moves in the city, and besides being a vigilante, he's at a high-profile event with Mayor Wilson Fisk, mingling with the richest and most influential people in the city who make the mayor's projects happen with their financial support and connections. In Matt's office, Hector Ayala's niece, Angela Del Toro, comes in asking for help, wanting Matt to do something about Muse and the people going missing in the city. But when she realizes Matt's not really into helping, she puts him on blast, making him confront how much he's actually helping those in need. With Muse attacking, Matt feels he has to suit up as Daredevil again, and Fisk seizes the moment to create his special anti-vigilante task force, filled with corrupt cops who don't play by the rules. Angela follows the clues her uncle gathered and heads to where she thinks Muse's hideout is, but she gets caught by the villain, who plans to use her in his paintings. Luckily for Angela, Daredevil finds the hideout and whoops Muse, taking him down. While Daredevil is rescuing Angela, Muse manages to escape, but the vigilante focuses on Angela, who needs to get to the hospital. And Vanessa? She knows this whole thing about Fisk suddenly being a good guy is just a story, and the chances of her double-crossing him, just like in the comics, are pretty high. Alright, episode 6 was way better than 5, and the main story got back on track. A lot of you might be wondering how Daredevil found Museum's hideout so fast, but the answer's pretty clear. Matt used his enhanced senses to locate Angela, so it makes sense. The fight between Daredevil and Muse was cool, but without dropping any spoilers for the upcoming episodes, this battle's gonna get even more intense. And of course, with Daredevil officially back, Matt's putting a target on himself for Fisk to go after, but without a doubt, there will be some twists ahead. I just mentioned the possibility of Vanessa wanting to play Fisk. The way Born Again is unfolding, it's pretty clear to see. Vanessa wants to shake off Fisk, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's capable of manipulating a lot of people, including Matt, to make that happen. I'm not saying this is a sure thing because who knows, maybe the series throws in a plot twist that changes everything, but it definitely makes sense. Now I want to hear from you. What's been the best episode of Daredevil Born Again so far? Are you digging this new Daredevil series on Disney, or do you think it was better when it was on Netflix? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. There's a ton of great stuff coming out this year from both Marvel and DC, and I'll be covering all the releases right here for you. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because that's the only way you'll know when more Daredevil or Marvel videos drop on the channel, and you could be one of the first to watch. Also, consider supporting our work through the thanks button next to the like and subscribe buttons on your phone. This way, you help us invest even more in the channel, and you'll get rewarded with higher quality videos, plus the best superhero content. Huge thanks to you for sticking around till the end of the video. To stay updated on everything that's going down in Daredevil Born Again, just click on our playlist to catch every detail and learn all about the main characters this season. Thanks a bunch, and see you in the next video.